What is going on, guys? We're back with part 3 on the 85 Iroc, the white one. It's been a few months since we've really worked on it. I've been really busy with the Model A and this 91Z up here, doing some exhaust stuff like that. But we've got a little bit of time. We're waiting on exhaust parts and tubing for the 31, so we're going to work on this engine bay on this Iroc. In the last video, we've got the engine pretty close to being, ready to go in the car. Stuff to do the transmission, but first up, before we can do any of that, need to get this engine bay ready. So I'm gonna throw you guys on the tripod and explain to you more in depth what our plans are for this engine bay and where we're gonna get started. All right, guys, so I went ahead and jumped ahead and did a few things that probably really boring to watch on camera. So I saved you guys that as far as disassembly on like everything, like the front rebar, the crash bar I took off, every bracket for the most part, all the clips, plastic wire loom, brake stuff that we're not going to use, pretty much everything that I don't think we're going to use as of right now I got out of the way. I'm waiting to hear if we're going to be putting a steering rack in this thing instead. I'd like to get rid of all this stuff here, the box and all the old linkage and all that stuff. It's new linkage, but the old school, style steering. I'd like to go with tubular K-member rack opinion, but I'm waiting on those answers, see if I can do that or not. So basically with the engine bay, we are going to clean everything up, sand it down, wire wheel it down, get all the rust and flaking paint, everything off of it. The more in-depth stuff we're gonna do is where these seams are, which I'll bring you guys in closer, but I'm gonna weld all these solid. I've seen that quite a few times done on these. I'm sure it adds some strength, but we're more after the look, welding all this and metal finishing and seaming it where it's nice and smooth. All the raised areas, which I'll bring you guys in close and show you that too. We'll cut all that stuff out, make panels so it's all smooth. We're not gonna be running any of this factory overflow tank or any of that kind of stuff. So all that's gonna go. We're gonna make a huge firewall. Basically make a new firewall that's gonna, cover all those holes. We don't need any of that stuff. We're not gonna run wipers on this car. That stuff's gonna get deleted. We're gonna make a cowl section that goes up here that's custom. Lots of work in this engine bay. Probably just as much engine bay work as I'll have on the outside of the car, to be honest. So, and battery tray, gotta replace battery tray, that's rusty. So this is kind of going to be as we go along, just do what needs done until eventually we're ready to primer the engine bay and get it in paint. So I'll bring you guys up close and we'll get right to it. So this is that area I was talking about. If you guys have one of these cars, you're definitely familiar with this area here. So these tight areas, first I'm gonna do is get everything down to bare metal, clean it all good, seam weld all this in, and then like where it, it's raised up, I'll split that, knock it down, hammer it flat, but I want all of this all the way around to be welded solid, and then I'm going to come in and metal finish it so it's really smooth. I've seen people use Duraglass and whatnot, and I'm 50-50 on that. That stuff is pretty strong, but if this ever did flex in this area, it would crack all that up and then look terrible. So I'm gonna weld it solid and metal finish it. And then these areas here where they're raised, basically I'm gonna take a cutoff wheel, cut out the raised area, and then I'll bring in a piece of cardboard from the bottom, mark it, patch it. I'll show you guys all that stuff. But I think first up I'm going to start here, get the grinder out, start cleaning this up so I can start welding this, because I'm going to want to weld some, take a break, let it cool, and then I'll come and work on some other stuff while I'm doing that. This is what I'm talking about right here, guys. So I just welded this seam up solid and come in here and ground it smooth. So now, whenever I go to, this will probably get, you know, a light skim coat of filler, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll just finish it out in 180 with DA and roll with it. But this whole seam all the way around is gonna look like this right here on both sides. And it'll be a lot cleaner. I mean, look at that side, it'll be a lot cleaner, just like this here, and then all this stuff going from there. So now I'm gonna come in with my cutoff wheel. You can see it's got a big gap here. I'm gonna cut a seam right here in this, and I can hammer this side down, and weld it tight up there as well. As you guys can tell, this turned out really nice. I just split that like I said, hammered both sides down, and welded it up in there. Now like this little area here that you can tell is a little bit low, that's welded solid, and you could, you know, fill that back with weld to bring it out to be like smooth like this. But I'm not gonna worry about that right now. And honestly, I'll probably do some body work in here because this is welded strong and solid. Just, you know, it's not metal finished off towards flat and smooth and all that stuff. So like this area here, and a lot of it too comes down to, you know, the under layer, way it's puckered and stuff like that. It's just, you know, without getting in there and like hammering, dollying it, you know, flat, you're not gonna get it like this the whole way. And it's kind of tough because this metal, this top layer is really thick, and so is the layer underneath is really thick. So, you know, basically my goal is to weld it all solid, smooth, to where it's really strong and won't flex. And then, you know, get it nice and flat like this. And then we'll body work this area here, because I'm gonna body work right here, you know, here. Like we'll, you know, metal finish this as nice as we can, but there'll still probably be a skim coat of filler on all this stuff to make it really straight and nice. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna switch gears, because this is kind of getting in the way now for me to get up in here really good. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out, and then start patching this. And I'll bring you guys in. I'm gonna cut this real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I cut out, and then the patch I'm gonna make for it. All right, guys, as you can tell, I got carried away as usual and forgot to bring you guys back in. But so this piece is obviously finished up. Here's what I cut out. So you can tell it's really, you know, raised. And if you have one of these cars, you're familiar. I mean, so this is no good. You know, we don't need this raised area, the embossment or whatever. You know, so I cut this out first. Then I laid some cardboard underneath and came up with my template. Out of some cardboard, laid it up under, traced it, transfer that over to sheet metal, cut me a piece, welded it in solid and metal finished it. Like I said, I'm not taking all the time to making it like, you know, super perfect. It's welded in solid, it's metal finished nice. You know, it's not, I don't know, not perfectly, you know, metal finished out to where, you know, I'm gonna leave it like that. Obviously this whole area here will get a little bit of a skim coat of icing to make it nice and flat. There's a bunch of divots and stuff anyways that I don't want to paint over, like spot welds here that I want to smooth out anyways. So, you know, that's perfectly good for what I need. I just need it solid there. I'm going to move down now to, and I'll probably do this off camera, but I'm going to make this one down here, take it out, make it straight, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the, here's our new battery tray. This one is shot. I mean, it's, that's probably worst part under this hood. So I'm gonna get that cut out and get it ready to bring the new one in, and I'll pick you guys back up here in a little bit. All right, guys, so I got that old battery tray out and cleaned up for the most part. I've got some more hammer and dolly work to do, but the big concern right now is, all right, so I've got my new battery tray kind of ready to go. Got some holes punched in it. Lay this in there. That's about where it goes, right there, and it fits pretty well as well. So, but my main problem now, I gotta address, is when this whole battery tray come out, there was some rust here before that we knew we had to fix, but now is the time we're gonna have to fix that. So back into here, actually all the way from here, all the way over, I've got a makeup piece that'll come down and it'll have a 90 in it, a 90-degree bend in it, to basically connect the strut towers to this battery tray. So I've got to fab that now. I'll probably just make that in, I don't know, maybe 2 pieces, maybe 1, I don't know. I'll see when I get in there. But yeah, so we're moving along, guys. I knew there was gonna be some rust in here to fix, but like this front's gonna be nice. Everything's gonna fit pretty well. But this is one of the areas of rust that we gotta fix. So I'm gonna get on to replacing or fabbing those areas there and replacing those areas now. So I got my piece made down here. It's gonna come over. I'll tack, butt weld all this in here. It's got my bend here for my battery tray, and then this there's another little slight bend that's gonna go over here, which I'll mock that up once I get the battery tray in here. But this is gonna take care of all that rust down there at the bottom. Nice clean flange to weld the new battery tray to. So we'll get this welded in, and I'll bring you guys back in when we go to fit the battery tray. Okay, so I got all this welded in. It turned out really good, nice and straight. All the rust is gone, everything's fixed in this area here. So we are now ready to test fit this battery tray again. Obviously it needs, clamped up in there, clamped here, but you can tell it fits really good. Get it welded in there, it'll be good to go. So gonna get this welded in, and I'll bring you guys back in. So this battery tray, guys, turned out awesome. All that fab work is done in there. Glad to have that part done. Obviously, there's a lot more to go in this engine bay, from finishing welding up all the seams over here to over here. And then obviously eventually the custom firewall I was talking about, the custom cowl vent area we're gonna do. Tons and tons of hours of work to do in this engine bay still. But for now, we're gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna end this video here because I have a feeling we're kind of getting up there in time already. Don't want to make it too long. And we're gonna switch gears on this project to a few other things, really big things coming up for this that I'm really excited to reveal to you guys. Just to give you an idea, from like wheel choice, some wheel stuff, wheel and tire stuff, to some big suspension stuff coming that I don't want to, just cram all that in one video. So the next video on this project will be some of these really big things. Kind of tell you more direction where we're going, and you'll be able to see where we want to go with this thing. It's gonna be really freaking awesome. Really pumped up about this project, as I am all the other ones I'm doing as well. But you'll just have to wait till see, what we're gonna do in the next video with that stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. As always, I appreciate everybody watching, commenting, sharing, everything. So I appreciate it. And here in the next, it'll be next week, I'm putting another video out on yet another project that we're kind of rolling on already, but I want to bring you guys up to speed so you guys can follow that one too, because I think there's a lot to learn and document with that project as well. So be looking for that video next week, and thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.